Be sure to get my free audiobook, The Hustler's Mindset, Pimping Your Mind for Success. Please check out the information box below for that book and other offers.
What's going on, people? What's going on? Happy Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day this is going to come out. We're at day 22, 30 days to $2,500. Several people have crossed over the $2,500 barrier. So this project, which was beta, just to, if you're new, this course I did just off the top of my head. I thought about it for a long time, but I just actually one day said I'm going to do it. If you show up between 4 and 5, the course is free. If you want the recorded versions, you have to pay for those. But links below if you want to be a part of it on the last leg, and it'll be a ongoing thing once I'm done with it, but more on that later.
Thank you for calling Conundrum Media. Please leave a message and we'll return your phone call within 24 hours.
I was talking to a friend. And you know how when you live life, you just live life. You don't really think about a lot of stuff until something happens and makes you, because it'll trigger a moment. Because, when I was going through my trials and tribulations, serious trials and tribulations, I was living in a boarding house, but due to the fact that I made some very poor decisions, I had to work in what's called a labor pool. Labor force, labor ready. Essentially, it's a place you show up at 4 o'clock in the morning. You sit in there and you wait until jobs come in that you can go out and you can get paid. Otherwise known as day labor. I did that for a few years because it was the only thing I can get because I was a messed up puppy. But what's funny is having this conversation and really just looking at some stuff, it prepared me for the future. Because in that 2 year, because there was a certain matriculation from, because it's too much to do in one video. There's going to be several videos about this because there's a lot of freaking stories with it. But I'll just tell you maybe 164 type of jobs. Once I figured out the system, because labor force labor, it's a system. And all branches are not created equal. Because I was telling my friend that branches on the south side had certain jobs, but you go to Marietta, it was a totally different groove. Because I actually would, when I had my car, I would go to Marietta because the jobs paid more than you had a car. They would give you extra money and gas money, so it was more money. But I'll talk about my first day there. I remember I was broke and I was just, living in the boarding house, and one of the guys was like, well, you can go to labor ready. It's like, what's labor ready? Oh, it's freaking awesome. Like if you don't have any money, that's where you want to go. You just go there, sign up. You got to have ID. You got ID? Yes, you got ID. Well, you got to fill out your paperwork, but you go there early in the morning, and if you're lucky, you'll get to go out on the job, and at the end of the day, you'll get paid. Well, they'll give you a check, but you have to cash it at the Chinese store. That was his exact words, because you can't cash them at the bank. I was like, I wasn't really enthused about this, but I was broke. And broke produces a certain level of motivation that you never knew you had. So I got on the MARTA and went up to College Park, filled in. I was a fish out of water. You ever been to a place or a situation where it was clear that you were unlike all the other people there? I mean, it was just the stark contrast. So I go in there. I don't know what I'm doing. So go to the desk. They give you this clipboard. You fill out all this stuff. And I had my ID and everything. My first day there, I went out. And it was because the guy came from behind the counter. Because I was there about an hour and a half. And he says, anyone has any experience with lab equipment? I was like, yeah, I know. And it's like, sent me to some warehouse to pack up beakers and shit. And the thing is, you had to know how to count. That was it. But they said lab equipment because they had some people that didn't know how to count. And just to give you some background on the type of people there, drug addicts, alcoholics, people running from law enforcement. You have a ton of unsavory characters sitting there. And then you just have regular people who fell on hard times just looking to make some money. But there was a lot of guys on probation. There was a ton of guys on probation, because I remember one morning we were sitting there, and then 2 police officers came in, and literally 7 guys like started heading to the back. I mean, just got, all you heard was chairs scratching and stuff, because there was these folding chairs they put out, and everybody looked around and they were all heading out, and the cops immediately got curious and said, "Hey, stop." It was like they were just coming in for a totally unrelated incident, and end up arresting 2 because 2 had warrants, and the other ones gave them false names. This was the environment that I was operating in. And I look at it. Well, I go out the first day, and the people at the company liked me, so I went out. I had a steady ticket. It was like I didn't even have to go to labor ready. I just went there every day, which kind of was a pain, because that first day I got like $38, which I had to use until I got paid again, because I didn't have any money. That is one of the things that really I forgot about. Honestly, I forgot about it, because it's been so long since I've been far removed. What made me really think about it was I did a consult. It took me like 2.5 hours to do. And I realized I made more money in those 2.5 hours than I made in a month of back-breaking work. Because I'll tell you about all these stories, because there's just shit that just went on that just, I'm like, damn. Because, it's been so long. I mean, this was the freaking 90s. And I was just sitting there and just smiling and shit, because, you make more money from your neck up than you do from your neck down. And like Sugar Shane Mosley, whoever, or you are throwing a football or something, you just make more money from the neck up. And I was sitting at my desk, and I just realized those times that, it was like $5 an hour, $6 an hour, because the pay range was from like 5 something. Like the best one I had was like $12.50, but that was skilled labor. And it's really, really crazy when I think about it, because there's a lot of people who are in that situation now, because our world is full of opportunity. For certain groups of people, it's not. There's like, I have more opportunities than I can handle. It's just, I have to be careful and like, what's the best opportunity for me? Yet right now, there's some dude at his kitchen table. He's not going to work today. He doesn't have a job. Money's running out. And he's like, what the hell am I going to do? There's somebody very close to me in this neighborhood, where I'm at, somebody's thinking that right now. There's somebody who is dreading the end of the month because they don't have rent. And I look at this and I go, what's the difference between those people and myself? And I thought about it all day yesterday, because I was like, what is the difference? And the difference is, I failed miserably, I failed massively, but I never stopped. That's the only difference. I never stopped. And sometimes you have to do radical things to get yourself out of a radical situation, because what's coming, there's an article I put up in my Hustle University, why in 2020, 50% of the country is going to be outsourcing or freelancers. It's coming. I fully believe it. I fully believe it, because there are people right now, the corporation's going to fire them and hire them back as an independent contractor on 1099, because that's going to save them payroll fees, 7%, 30%, something like that. And other things that it's going to save them, because this person's an independent contractor, still doing the same work, just a different structure. So I really see how half the country in the next 6 to 7 years is going to be freelancers. It's coming. So for you, you got to really figure out how you can make that transition now from a person with a job to a person who creates jobs, because it's coming. It's not like you're going to have a choice. For a lot of you, you're not going to have a choice. A lot of you are going to be just where I was. You had a good job, and the job went away, and you were out there in the world where you had to make it happen. There was no friends, there was no family. It was just you against the world. So what are you gonna do? I'm telling you, I mean, I was just thinking about all that stuff last night as we were talking, of all of those jobs, all those things. Because what I'm gonna do is, because as he was talking and he was prompting memories, this is how I used to figure out what I got out of storage units. Like I would drive by the facility. Sometimes for a long time, I lost the car. I still had all the master gate codes to a lot of properties. So I would just like get behind the gate and just drive. And, oh, I got that in there. So as he was talking, I was writing down, oh, this happened and this happened and this happened. And you're going to love Rooms to Go. You're going to love the Rooms to Go. I mean, that shit is crazy what happened there. Then I came up with like 22 video topics just from that conversation, just from having my memory jogged from all those things that happened. But I can tell you, if you're going through hard times, if you're going through pivotal moments of your life, you have to remember life is long. You have to remember that. If you have your health, you are in good shape. I know it may not sound like a lot right now when the bill collectors are coming at you, people want money from you, you're not able to live the way you want to live. That doesn't sound so good and heartwarming right now, but I'm telling you, life is long, and play for the long game. Trust me on this. Play for the long game. All right, this is Glendon. Be sure to download my free audiobook, The Hustler's Mindset, Pimping Your Mind for Success, and sign up for the webinar today. All right, this is Glendon, and I'll see you on the good side.